Detroit comes in with a 2-1 record in the series. Here are their strengths, Hubie Brown.
They're doing an excellent job holding them to 89 points a game. And the main thing for Detroit, they are only averaging 13 turnovers, so they're getting a lot of shot attempts. They have 5 men in double figures in the series. And then even when they shoot and miss, they're up there with the 18 offensive boards.
It's not all great. How about their weaknesses?
Well, they've been shooting at 42%. That's why the 18 offensive boards are key. The free throw shooting is down for them. They're one of the better teams in the league. And then their big question mark right now is Rick Mahorn, his lower back area.
Now let's take a look at what Chicago brings to the battle.
Well, you look at the top, we see the free throw shooting is there at 78%. They're holding Detroit in field goal percentage and keeping them low, holding them to only 90-some-odd points. But you got to expect that because they're a great defensive rebounding team, and they are the number 2 rebounding team in the league. And
the contrast for Chicago.
Well, they're struggling shooting-wise, and then they're not getting on the offensive boards. The low post game is not there, so they're not up there at 30-plus free throws. And then you look at Michael Jordan. His points are down because he cannot get the shot attempts due to the double and triple teaming.
Michael Jordan was 8 of 20 in yesterday's Game 3. Corzine and Lambert at the center, tipped away. Mahorn has it for Detroit. Now, if you were with us yesterday, you know that the Pistons jumped off to a 16-5 lead, and this game was history. And there's the first turnover against Detroit.
Michael Jordan was out denying that time and got a little piece of that ball, caused the turnover.
And here's Jordan starting on top of the key. He'll head down in the low post area and circle left. Oakley has the ball as Jordan cuts across the lane. Corzine from 18, got it.
See, the two guys, in my opinion, that must add something today are Corzine and Oakley, because those two with Michael Jordan are going to be out here for over 30 minutes.
Skip pass to Joe Dumars. That's for 2, rebound Oakley. Oakley had 12 rebounds, but he throws it away. One of the problems that Chicago had yesterday was an unexpected high number of turnovers. They turned it over 11 times in the first half and 17 in all.
Well, for the season, they're one of the better teams in the league in controlling the basketball and not throwing away foolish things. Unfortunately, right there for Oakley, that was just a bad toss.
Isaiah Thomas, Vincent slipped. Thomas off the glass, no good. Rebound Oakley.
What I like early is I think Chicago is quicker defensively today, Vern.
Corzine, top of the key. Baseline to Pippen. Entry pass to Jordan for no. He missed his first 5 yesterday. Misses his first today. This crowd much quieter today than it was yesterday when they were in a fury to start the game, taking it out of it early. Lambert gets booed the minute he touches the ball. There's Dantley for 2.
That's the man that must get it done. The players on the team call him the horse. They say he's led the league in scoring twice, 6 All-Star games. They know they must go to him.
Jordan, 0 for 2. Lambert with a rebound, and here comes the Pistons. Good pass from Thomas to Mahorn. He's now 1 of 15 in this series. So no hot shooting opening for Detroit in this game. Vincent. No, long rebound. Jordan all the way up and in.
Well, one facet of his game that a lot of people don't talk about is the rebounding. He's the second best offensive rebounder on this ball club.
Dantley, Pippen gives him that shot, and he takes it. Can't do that.
No, you can't. You can't. We saw this yesterday. You cannot allow Adrian Dantley to stand there and shoot the jumper in your face. You must make him put the ball down on the floor so you can get help.
Interesting. Pippen was almost backing away from it. They look for Oakley. Here's Jordan. Non-dribble jumper. He's got 4.
Well, you can see it in his eyes. He's very determined today, and he's much quicker coming off the picks, and they're hitting him earlier with the passes.
I was intrigued by what Joe Dumars said yesterday. Here's Dumars with the ball. And the rebound for Chicago. Dumars said, all you really hope to do with Jordan is keep him to human numbers.
That's right.
Turnover. Here's Thomas. An easy 2.
Thomas. Well, any time that the guards try to go by Isaiah, sometimes he'll sucker them and let him go by and then tap the ball from the rear and release for the long pass.
Little give and go. Vincent, nice strong move off the basket. And they need for Vincent to score. Here's Pippen intercepting. Scottie Pippen, the rookie out of Central Arkansas. Look at the quick move by Jordan, fouled by Thomas, who had no chance.
Oh, that was an excellent foul because he was past the trap that time and would have been in a one-on-one situation. Now here he comes off this dribble. Now you'll see the good fake, so he bypassed the trap, and it would have been a head up there with Lambert.
Oakley off the mark. Isaiah Thomas with a rebound. We are tied at 6 early on. 8:30 to go in the first quarter. Michael Jordan selected as the most valuable player defensively in the league recently. And Mark Eaton, who's having a terrific series for the Utah Jazz, was the runner-up. I think that honor meant a lot to Michael, don't you?
Well, it did because it gave him what he's always wanted, the true respect at being the all-around player. The people on Chicago's coaching staff and the players understand what he does for them from the defensive end of the floor. The young man blocked 131 shots this year. That is better than 16 starting centers in the NBA. That is a big stat.
Thomas gets 2. It's an 8-6 Piston lead.
I think in order for Chicago to be successful today, they must pick up the pace, and I like that. Even though he lost the ball, he's trying to create.
Quick pass, Thomas to Joe Dumars, and it's a 4-point Chicago lead.
See, he's getting past Isaiah now, but he's not protecting the basketball once he gets out ahead of him. He's allowing Isaiah to come from the rear and tap it away from him.
I think I said Chicago lead. Detroit's on top by 4. Vincent again misses. That's 0 for 3. Feeds it to Jordan. Skip pass. Out. Detroit ball. Well, early on, that's 4 turnovers for Chicago.
But if I'm Doug Collins, I'm not upset because they're getting excellent shots at the basket, and the penetration is definitely there.
Pippen playing a little more in Danley's face this time. Isaiah Thomas. That'll be a Jordan rebound for Chicago. 7:40 to go. First quarter, 10-6 Pistons. Michael goes left. You saw that triple team as Lambert and Thomas got on him.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Good call. That time Oakley was trying to post up on the left side. And what happened was Rick Mahorn really gave him a shove down inside, and it was caught by the official, Eddie Rush, on the outside.
Second team foul. Vincent looks underneath for Pippen.
Here's a clear out.
No.
See, until Chicago makes some outside shots, Detroit's going to lay off them and force the jump shot.
Chicago hit 4 of 14 to start the game yesterday. They're 3 of 10 right now. Here's Jordan, back to Pippen. What a pass.
What a pass. Right. Oh. I didn't think he even saw the man on that other side.
Well, he had 11 assists in the first 2 games. Yesterday, only 3. Dantley again. Oh.
See, Pippen just keeps staying away from him like 4 to 5 feet. He must get up on top of him and make him dribble the basketball.
Utah up by 1 early in that game in Salt Lake. They lead that series 2 games to 1. 10 on the shot clock.
Yeah, this was a good call. Joe Dumars had Michael Jordan right around the waist area with both hands. He's complaining right now because it's so difficult. Now watch him as the left of your screen. See, there he is. He's got him with both hands. And you just can't do that. But let's face it, he has an impossible task today. Deny the ball.
6:23 to go. First quarter of play. Detroit 5 of 10 from the field. They've got 12 points, and Chicago 8.
Now, right now we have a replay. Watch Michael Jordan come underneath the basket and find the man who will come into your screen on the right-hand side right now. Now, that is some luck because you would think that as he's going to the basket here, he's concerned. Look at his eyes, focusing on the rim. And then he still had the presence of mind to find the player. But more important, he got around a 7-foot guy and a 6'10" guy and made that pass.
Pretty good peripheral vision for Michael Jordan.
Is that why we call him special?
I think so. A couple of Bears on the left, Wilbur Marshall and Dennis McKinnon enjoying the ball game today. Well, former Bear.
Now making a lot of money.
Yes. Suddenly occurred to me.
That's right.
A whole lot of money. Speaking of, here's Jordan missing. Lambert with a rebound. 6:05 to go.
Right now in the early going, Chicago 4 for 12 from the field, along with 4 turnovers.
Now Dantley has some room again.
Nice.
3-second violation.
Yeah, they called it on Rick Mahorn that time. Mahorn is quite surprised that that happened. Here's Dougie Collins right now. See, he's getting what he wants, but unfortunately they're shooting 4 for 12. So it's negating a lot of it. But anytime you're a coach and you have a young ball club, you're happy as long as the offense is creating the open shots, and he's getting that.
So far today, Chicago 33%. They hit 40% in the loss yesterday. Sam Vincent, who was 3 of 12 yesterday, gets this one to fall. That's so important.
Yeah, I'm happy for the young man because he's such a pleasant guy. He works very hard, and let's hope that he can put together a nice game.
Dantley's been the early story for Detroit. Corzine gets the rebound. Chicago will run 3-on-1. Oakley, no.
Oh, my. You see, he took off too early that time and could not get high enough to dunk that shot.
Dumars at the other end.
See, Detroit likes this pace, Vern. You see, they like to run up and down. They would like it to be 140 to 135.
14-10 right now, under the 5-minute mark, first period of play. Jordan flashes across the lane. They get it out to Vincent, who misses the shot, and Lambier has the rebound. That's 4 rebounds for Bill Lambier early on.
That was a travel. They let him get away with a travel that time.
Off Vincent, Detroit to inbound.
See, the thing when you have a young ball club, here comes Sally into the ball game for Rick Mahorn, is that you must impress upon the guards. Stop shooting the basketball with 16 and 18 seconds on the shot clock. Please get the ball inside. We can get that shot with 2 and 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Along the baseline, Dumars, 2 more. He's got 6. And it's a 16-10 lead. Lambier tips it away. That's the 5th turnover for Chicago. Here's Dantley. It'll be Detroit's to inbound as Pippen knocked it out of bounds.
See, now here we have a forced pass down inside. Bill Lambier did a great job. Now watch this home runner all the way down the middle of the floor. You always tell young players, do not pass the ball down the middle of the court because the ball is on the same plane. The defense is running back in that area, and they're going to have a chance to get their hands on the ball. Plus, you cannot gauge the speed of the man on the same plane as you. Same thing in football. Do not pass the ball to a guy in that area.
Saw Horace Grant had a big game yesterday. He's the first Chicago sub. He replaces Dave Corzine. So Sally is in now for Detroit. Grant for Chicago.
There's your clear out. They'll double team.
Quick pass over to Dumars, and then they throw it away on the ball. Oh, no! Off Sam Vincent. He doesn't argue the call.
No, he doesn't. Nice defense that time by Chicago. We have 8 seconds now on the shot clock.
Dantley inbounds to Isaiah Thomas. Just under 4 minutes. Dumars shot, long rebound, and Sally got Grant away from it all. Here's Dumars again.
Sally did a good job pushing Oakley underneath the rim.
Lambier too strong. Wow. Tipped in.
Wow. Give Lambier some credit for that. I'll tell you, he regained his balance and came back in there and got his hand on 2 taps before he knocked it down.
Largest lead of the first quarter now. It's up to 8. Grant. No. Thomas with another rebound. Quick pass intercepted by Jordan.
See, that's that pass we tell you. Don't make that pass. All right, there's a blocking foul on Sally. He was moving, no doubt about it. Plus, he comes up maybe with a little injury. Now, you'll see, as Michael Jordan starts up the side, he decides to put it on. He just wasn't there. Now, if his leg would have gotten to take away that sideline, he might have gotten a charge. But he definitely had a chance to turn the corner.
4th team foul on Detroit in the first period. 18-10, 3:10 to go. Vinnie Johnson off the bench for Detroit. There's Lambier with his 5th rebound in the first period.
Right now in the backcourt, we have Vinnie Johnson and Joe Dumars.
And Dantley with an easy path to the basket.
I really like the way Adrian Dantley has played yesterday and in the early going today. He is just taking his time and playing off the defensive man. Now, he caused that contact that time on his way to the basket, and yet, because he can shoot with either hand, he always has the advantage.
All of a sudden, it's a 10-point lead. Around the league, the most improved player in the league in 1988, Kevin Duckworth. John Stockton and Mark Price finished second and third. All three had superb years. 2:50 to go, first quarter. Detroit up by 10. $18,000+ on hand, a sellout at Chicago Stadium, but a little quiet right now as the Bulls have once again fallen behind Detroit. They trail by 10, 20-10 with 2:50 to go. First quarter of play. Vern Lundquist along with Hubie Brown here in Game 4. Elsewhere in the NBA this afternoon, Atlanta already has defeated Boston. That was the first game of our doubleheader, and Los Angeles and Utah playing out of the Salt Lake City area. Utah leading by 5. That is just amazing what they're doing.
Well, I'm so impressed with their front line. Malone, Thurl, Bailey, and Eaton. They're definitely intimidating the Lakers and making the shooting percentages very, very low.
Chicago, speaking of low percentages, 5 of 17. Here's Pippen. Yes.
Well, that makes Chicago, for the game so far, 6 for 18 from the floor with 5 turnovers.
And off those turnovers, 8 Detroit points. There's Vinnie Johnson. Had 23 points yesterday after having been in quite a slump.
With the disappointing shooting, Chicago is not as quick defensively coming around all of the screens. Detroit getting easier shots.
Nice spin by Pippen.
Yes, indeed. What a beautiful reverse move. Came right in there, had body contact with Dantley, did not get affected, and did a nice spin move. Here's Dantley on a clear out. We'll see the double team. There it is.
And the switch as Pippen goes over to Johnson. And Vinny misses. Horace Grant gets the rebound for Chicago. 22-14, 95 seconds to go first quarter. And a foul, Joe Dumars.
And that's the penalty situation. Here's this beautiful reverse move, and then the presence of mind to split the players and then have the scoop shot to end it all off.
Scottie Pippen, first-year player, Central Arkansas. Vincent at the line. Got it.
Well, in the 8 games in the playoff, Vincent is shooting 76% from the foul line. And more important, he is the second leading scorer for this ball club in the 8 playoff games and also in this series.
Elston Turner comes into the lineup now for the Bulls.
Elston's in there because of his defense. They're going to match him up with Vinnie Johnson.
Michael Jordan goes to the end of the bench. Doug Collins is up hollering at Corzine to get out on Lambert. Lambert is open as Corzine didn't get there.
That's the old story of no one going for the rebound. Here's a clear out.
Dantley fouled Horace Grant.
Foul is on Horace Grant.
One of the classic plays for Detroit, the pick and spot up.
Oh, they do it all the time. They'll come off this pick, Vinnie Johnson, Isaiah, and instead of rolling, Lambert will spot up to the free area, and they just give the ball back. Now, we will see this at least 10 to 15 times today. Now, they take Lambert out now, put him on the bench. That means they'll run a lot of baseline things for Vinnie Johnson now.
Adrian Dantley on the free throw line. 9 points for Dantley.
Well, you know, Adrian Dantley in this league. Mahorn back in the ball game right now. What I want to say about Dantley, you know, he's 11th on the NBA scoring list. He has scored over 21,000 points. Kind of interesting when you say he's a forward at 6'5" and he only weighs 210.
And he might not even be a full 6'5".
Yeah, that's right. What are you doing, letting out secrets here or what?
Chuck Daly says that Dantley's, here's Corzine underneath. Good play. Make it blocked by Sally.
You've got to make those shots, you see. See, Corzine and Oakley are struggling from an offensive standpoint in this series. Corzine's averaging 6 points, Oakley 8. These two guys are getting 30 minutes. They've got to convert for you. Now, that was a perfect lob pass that should have been a two-handed dunk.
Check the Chicago lineup. Grant, Vincent. Here's Elston Turner, along with Corzine and Pippen right now. And they almost lost it, so Corzine has to throw it right in the arms of Vinnie Johnson. Final 40 seconds, first quarter. Mahorn, foul by Grant.
That was an intelligent move by Rick Mahorn, just taking that ball right into the body area of Grant.
Atlanta wins today, 110-92. And Utah leading the Lakers by 2. Malone has 12 already. Here's Mahorn.
Great overall defense today by the Atlanta Hawks, especially on the front line of the Boston Celtics. And then, how can you say enough about Spud Webb's contribution, making a lot of things happen, igniting the building. Here we have Dennis Rodman into the ball game now.
And John Paxson comes in now for Chicago, replacing Elston Turner. Yesterday in game 1, at the end of one quarter, Detroit was up by 12, 27-15. Right now, it's 25-16. They lead by 9. Vincent kicks it back to Pippen for 3. Yes, sir!
Boy, did they need that. What a shot in the arm. Scottie Pippen is often having a very, very nice first quarter.
Pippen has 9 to lead all Chicago scores.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Mahorn, too strong. He's still got 1 field goal in 3 games and a quarter.
Plenty of time here now, 6 seconds.
Vincent blocked by Mahorn.
Got to get a better shot.
No shot. The first quarter, Detroit 25.
That's the end of 1 from Chicago Stadium. The Pistons have a 6-point lead, 3 quarters to go.
And by AC Delco, automotive parts that don't just fit, they match.
In the background, one of the landmarks of downtown Chicago, the Wrigley Building, where the Chicago Bulls trail Detroit 25-19. Detroit hitting 45% against Chicago with 36, and they're having trouble, Hubie, from the guard spot.
But, you know, it's been consistent throughout the series in Game 1 and Game 3, and then here again today. They're going to continue to double-team Michael Jordan quickly, give the basketball up. The guards must come through with the shooting for them. And then it's nice to see Scottie Pippen come in to give him that light. And no matter what, they're still only down 6 points and not really playing that well.
John Paxson in the lineup for Chicago. He and Horace Grant join Jordan, Corzine, and Pippen. Pippen kicks it back to Paxson, then over to Michael Jordan for 2.
See, we said this yesterday. When he double teams and Michael gives it up, then rotate and get it back to him, because once you get it back to him, they've already rotated back to their men. Now he's one-on-one.
Vinnie Johnson with the answer. Johnson's got 4 off the bench, and the lead again is 6, 27-21. Paxson off the screen from Grant. No. Jordan way up on the trampoline. Paxson for 3. And here comes Vinnie Johnson for Detroit.
Vinnie Johnson's contributions are not just from an offensive standpoint. He is an excellent rebounder for a second guard.
Mahorn with Corzine guarding him. Turns and goes left. And he still only hit 1 field goal in the 4 games. Jordan.
See, I like him out on the top, because you cannot run at him. A quick pass opens up someone for a 15, 18-foot shot. Now, you saw there, anytime he's at the top, he's played one-on-one. No way can Joe Dumars stop him.
The lead is back to 6 as Rodman gets 2 underneath. Lakers have tied it up 20-31 all in the second period of that game, with the Utah Jazz leading Los Angeles 2-1.
Grant's got to look for his shot.
That'll be a foul on Sally, and Jordan's down.
Yeah, he got popped that time. That hurt him. That was a stinger. It's one of those shots that you get, that it's the excitement of the moment, that you just gotta walk it out and run it out, because it's like a sting. It's like getting hit with a baseball right in that knee area. Let's watch it here. See, as soon as he catches the ball, here comes a double team. Boom, knee to knee. See, it's knee to knee.
Back to live action now. Pippen slips. We've got a slick floor today. Underneath the Corzine, he's blocked. And Rodman with a foul. There was an ice show here last night. You think this isn't a busy facility. Of course, the Blackhawks play here. They're out of competition now. But after the game yesterday, this floor was taken up for a figure skating show that drew 24,000 here last night. And they put the floor back. We're playing baskets. Just under the 10-minute mark in the second quarter. Detroit's lead over the Chicago Bulls 29-23. Chicago trailed in game one at the end of one and lost it. They led at the end of one in game two and won it. Yesterday they were down by 12 at the end of quarter one and lost it. Today they trailed by 6. I don't know if you believe in signs, but if you're of an astrological bent, what the heck?
Yeah, see, I like the way they're playing today. I really do. They're trying to cause things off the dribble. We have Dave Corzine shooting 2 here now. See, like I said earlier, I can't say this enough. Oakley and Corzine must get it together here. These are the the pros that can get the job done for them, scoring-wise, rebounding-wise. But they're getting nice shots today. A little bit different than yesterday, Vernon. They're getting down inside the paint a little bit better.
Lead is 5 as Corzine gets 1 of 2 and Paxson picks up Isaiah Thomas. There's the switch with Grant, and Grant gets the foul. He's going to get in trouble early. That's 3.
Norris Grant, his first team foul.
Welcome those of you who've been watching the Lakers and the Utah Jazz. We're at Chicago Stadium. Vern Lundquist along with Hubie Brown. 9:44 to go in the first half of play. The Pistons lead the Bulls 29-24. The lead was at 10 at one point at 20-10, but Chicago's come back.
Well, Chicago has been struggling from an offensive standpoint. They've been shooting 36 to 38%, and that has forced the open transition game, which is Detroit's best action, and they are really hurting them in the open floor.
Scottie Pippen leads Chicago with scoring. Here's Corzine, not there. Pippen, who has the ball now with 9 points. Adrian Dantley, who's on the bench momentarily, has 12 for Detroit. 29-24, 9-12 to go, first half. Detroit leads the series 2-1. Jordan, who's now 4 of 8 from the field, has 8 points.
But he is getting very good shots today. They are able to get him the basketball as he's coming off the screen in the area 15 to 17 feet, so he's getting nice shots.
Vinnie Johnson. And Corzine comes down with it.
They got to get the ball out quicker so they can force something off the dribble.
Corzine fakes Lambert, kicks it over to Oakley, who almost loses it. Chicago has Oakley, Paxson, Corzine, Pippen, and Jordan on the floor right now. And it's a steal for Thomas, fouled by John Paxson.
Good foul that time by Paxson. It was a bad pass, but at least he did not allow them to get out on a 3-on-1 that time in transition.
Adrian Dantley coming back into the lineup, replacing Rick Mahorn for Detroit. Dantley with 10 instead of the 12, I said. And there goes Rick Mahorn, who's in a shooting slump, the likes of which you haven't seen in a year. He's 1 for 17 from the field in the series.
Yeah, but they need him on the boards and his defense. He does a great job on your big forward.
Lambert. Perfect. Lead is 7, 31-24, 8:15 to go, first half.
Well, it's been interesting in the half-court offense today that Detroit has ended up with mostly perimeter jump shots, and Detroit keeps laying off the people and giving them the uncontested shot.
Vinnie Johnson on Jordan now. Michael shot too strong, and Lambert with another rebound. That's 7 rebounds in the first half for Bill Lambert.
Here's your clear out. This will bring an automatic trap. Here it is right here.
Taken away by Pippen, who read that beautifully. Oh, what a play. Had Jordan to accompany him and talk a little bit about hang time on the way down.
He has 2 excellent moves to the basket now, plus a 3-point field goal, having a wonderful game.
Paxson fouls Thomas.
Well, Jeff Paxson is really playing Isaiah tough off the dribble. He is guessing. He's guessing where Isaiah is going, and they're having body contact. Naturally, he has the building behind him.
Joe Dumars back in the lineup.
Hey, we almost had one of those highlight films where Paul Mahalik throws the ball and hits Adrian Dantley. Now, I know Adrian Dantley isn't laughing right now. Okay.
That would have made the NBA as fantastic reel, right?
Yes.
There's Thomas and Paxson.
Two-man game now, Isaiah and Dantley. Here comes your trap.
Kick it around to Lambier. Hits it again.
See, any time that Detroit wants an open shot, they send Dantley to the side. They hit him on the left-hand side of the floor. As soon as the double team comes, they reverse the ball, 2 passes, and they get a wide open shot. It's there.
Utah leading by 3, as you saw, 39-36. Here, Detroit is up by 7. 3-second violation.
See, today, they're trying to go into the low post area. Unfortunately, they have not done it enough, and the timing is not there.
The rebound comes down in the hands of Charles Oakley, and Chicago has the ball left side, and Sam Vincent comes top of the key to the right side by a pick Corzine. There's a jumper from Pippen, short. Rebound Lambier. He's got 8 rebounds in the first half. Out of bounds, Chicago ball.
That was a great pass from Isaiah Thomas, and Dennis Rodman almost made a sensational catch. The ball was really on the money and threaded the needle, but Dennis could not make and catch it with both hands. That's why he had the bobble.
Jordan, trailed by Dumars, goes down along the baseline. Sam Vincent kicks it back to Corzine. Pippen spots up, now drives, and has it knocked right back by Dennis Rodman. Offensive foul.
Bill Lambier got his spot and held it, and once Pippen made that move, he had to go head first right into him. And that's, in the NBA, you know, it's really difficult to take a charge because of the size of the players, the speed that they're coming in, and the weight. It really hurts. It's not like in high school and college, maybe, where the guys might be a little bit smaller in some instances. But here in the NBA, baby, you're really taking some collision. We have John Paxson back in the ball game now at the second guard position, and they've moved Michael Jordan to the small forward. So you have Paxson and Vincent in the backcourt.
Adrian Dantley guarded by Jordan. Lambier got the touch today, doesn't he?
Yes, and you know, he wants it. You can see it in his eyes. He keeps calling every time that there's a double team someplace. He wants the ball.
Lead is back to 10. Lambier is 4 of 7 in the first half. Jordan.
Great pass.
Underneath, Charles Oakley.
See, with this lineup out on the floor, Detroit is playing Adrian Dantley on Paxson, and Joe Dumars is still playing Michael Jordan at the small forward position. So you must take advantage of Dantley at that second guard spot.
Shot clock at 5. Dantley has it stripped. Here come the balls. Jordan. Oakley. And they'll go into the half-court offense.
Look to the left. See, they're not looking for Paxson. See, Vincent has a bad problem, and that is he always dribbles to his right, but he never looks at the front of the rim, so he loses the guys on the left side of the floor.
And Jordan has it thrown away. Understand we lost our picture again.
And we're going to take you back to that game 4 between the Detroit Pistons and the Bulls. Let's go back there.
All right, Pat, technical problems and nature problems. We've got an intense storm in the Chicago area that's caused havoc. Our score right now, 44-32 Detroit. They have hit well with the shots. 1:02 to go in the first half, and Dave Corzine at the line. While you were away, this lead seesawed between 12 and 8 points. And Corzine, again, misfires from the free throw shot. Detroit hitting 51%, Chicago 36%. The guards continue cold for Chicago, 6 of 22.
Well, for the quarter, they've only scored 13 points.
And Corzine misses both free throws.
It's just one of those days. They can't make a foul shot, and they just cannot make an open jump shot, and they are turning the ball over off the dribble in the lane.
Lead is 12, final 45 seconds first half.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
Dantley just waits, puts it right over Jordan.
But how many times today have we seen that? The shot clock is down, and Chicago lays off the man versus forcing the guy to dribble a basketball.
Coming up at the half, back to New York, Pat O'Brien, Prudential at the half. That's only 30 seconds away. We'll have scores and highlights and update you again on that Laker-Utah game in Salt Lake. Earlier today, Boston fell to Atlanta. Final 24 seconds of the first half.
12 seconds on the shot clock. Chicago will get the ball back with plenty of time to get off a good shot.
Johnson, offensive foul.
Oh, Vinnie Johnson can't believe it, but he had nothing that time. Turner played him perfectly off the dribble, and Vinnie just went right into his chest.
A chance to get the lead down to 10 before halftime. 11 seconds to go.
See, they would like to get the ball inbounds to Michael Jordan and allow him to dribble the ball. But Joe Dumars is bumping Jordan, and he forced them all the way down here now to the foul line right in front of the Chicago bench. See, they want him to get the ball. Here it is.
It'll be Vincent. Takes the shot. No. No basket. That's the end of the first half with our score. Detroit 46, Chicago 34 points at the half. Pat O'Brien will be back with the Prudential at the half after this message. There's Dantley with 15. Pippen has 11. At the half, Jordan has 10.
Well, what I like about Dantley's game, he's 6 for 8 from the floor, 3 for 4 from the line, 4 rebounds. A total game for Adrian Dantley.
Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan. Back to Pippen. That's for 2. Got it.
Pippen is having a very nice game. He's 6 for 8 from the floor right now. He has 13 points.
Lead back to 10, 46-36. Lambeer and Mahorn open with Isaiah Thomas, Dumars, and Dantley for Detroit. That's Dumars left wing over Pippen.
See, once again, the shot clock is down, and you're not making the player put the ball on the floor. You're letting the player shoot an uncontested jump shot. It's a major negative in their defensive game today.
Left wing, Pippen, too strong, and here comes Isaiah Thomas. Kicks it back to Lambeer, top of the key, and the lead is up to 14.
Well, that's by design. They know that he's going to be at the top of the circle in all transition action, and who better do you want there than him? One of the best outside shooters we have in basketball.
That one falls in for Sam Vincent.
See, Vincent is going by Isaiah. He's done it all game, Vern. He's beating him off the dribble, but he's got to make something happen.
Spin move, Dantley. Foul, Oakley. Basketball today, basketball next weekend, plus golf. We'll have the 3rd and 4th rounds of the Colonial National Invitation. The Saturday 3rd round coverage begins at 2 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Basketball at 3:30. We'll either have from the West Game 7 of the semis or Game 1 of the Western Finals. That's all next Saturday here on CBS. Dantley at the line. Dapper Chuck Daly, who once gave Hubie Brown 27 ties, I understand.
It didn't even dent his wardrobe. He still had more than the local haberdashery stores.
He told you day before yesterday you need to come back for a visit. He's got some more to give away. And if you go, you're going to have company. I'm going with you. 10:29 to go, 3rd quarter. Jordan. Nope.
That's Pippen on a loose ball over the back. It had to be Pippen, but interesting.
Oh.
You know what happened there? Pippen hit Dantley into Rick Mahorn. And here we have Jordan working very, very hard. Look at Dumars. See, Dumars constantly looking where the hole is to get to Michael Jordan.
Back to live action. Sam Vincent hits one. That's 4.5.
Well, maybe the young man will get his game going now. He struggled in the first half, 2 for 8. But he's hit 2 in a row now, so he's 4 for 10. Dantley wants a clear out. It didn't happen.
Lambeer, live ball still. Chicago has it. Vincent looks way down court.
There he goes.
By Thomas again.
See, he keeps beating Isaiah all the time. And now it's just as when he gets by him, he's got to regroup himself and say either shot or it's got to be shot first, and then if something opens up, then I make the pass.
Jordan not having an exemplary day.
No, he's not. He's struggling. At halftime, he came in with a pretty good total. You know, he was 5 for 11, but he's missed some wide open J's.
Ball saved, Isaiah Thomas.
They want motion now. This is a form of their passing game. They get double screens down on the baseline.
Dumars from Thomas. Oakley looks up court, finds Sam Vincent.
There you go.
There we are.
See, it isn't like it's not there. It's there, and it has been there. Utah over the Lakers right now, 54-40, 54-53. Sure, I can read.
You can read. It's the talking that's the trouble. Oakley.
Oh, bad pass. Wait. You can't do things like that. You're trying to come back. The fans are very frustrated. They don't want to boo Oakley. They know that he just made a big rebound in traffic. But now you have to make the next big decision. If you don't thread a needle, make the simple pass.
Just trying to do too much too early. Lead is 10. Thomas, there's the switch. Bounce pass on the pick and roll. Dantley fouled by Oakley.
See, in this ball game, if I'm Chuck Daly, see, on the pick and rolls, we're going to see another pick and roll. This one, Mahorn will roll to the bit, but notice two guys on the ball. So every time that they are double teaming, the dribbler coming off the pick and roll. If it's Lambier, Lambier spots up for a nice open J. If it's Mahorn, they don't want him taking a jump shot. He rolls to the basket, and now they're playing pick and roll basketball.
Oakley out with his second foul. Horace Grant into the lineup, and Dantley at the line where he's 5 of 6 today.
Right now for this series, he is 17 for 21 on the foul line.
18 of 22, and he's got 19 points in this game.
And he does it quietly.
Very quietly. Lead is 12, 8:36 to go, third quarter. Sam Vincent, Mahorn comes out to guard him. Taken away by Isaiah Thomas. Thrown ahead to Dumars, back to Dantley off Dantley, Chicago ball.
Well, that was a surprise. See, Dantley's looking at Dumars that time. Joe surprised him. Adrian honestly thought he was going to take it all the way. Doug Collins, very uptight on the side. He thought that Vincent definitely was hitting ahead that time on his way to the basket.
Horace Grant, yes. Lead back to 10.
Well, Horace has a nice low post game, and he can hit that jump shot facing. But that's his first catch today down in that low post area.
Lambier kicks it left side to Dantley. And a chance to get back to a single-digit margin now. Vincent all the way, no! Offensive foul.
See, this is what we mean by decisions. You see, he made up his mind. He was taking that one all the way. Now, watch as he comes down the middle and beats this man. Watch Grant on the baseline at the top of your screens. He's wide open. See, that's knowing, you know, Joe Starr, Oscar Robertson made a great statement back in '73 when I was with him. I said, Oscar, what's the toughest thing to learn? And Oscar said this: when to shoot and when to pass. Kind of simple, huh?
Yeah, and if Oscar says that, you know it has some impact.
Well, I tell you, it made a big impression on me.
Vincent. John Sally back in the lineup now for Detroit. He gets the rebound, and Thomas is down in the corner. There's another player slipping on the floor. And the Pistons will go into the half court. Scottie Pippen finally got back up. They've had to wipe off the floor every time out because of the undercoat of ice that is permanent here, but really seems to be a problem today. Thomas, oh, gee. 6:55 to go, third quarter. The lead is 10, and it belongs to Detroit. In the NBA Western Conference playoffs, the amazing Utah Jazz lead the Lakers 2-1. They're up in the third quarter, 5-5.
You must be impressed. The defense has been outstanding, and then Stockton, Malone, and Bailey are also doing it at the offensive end of the floor.
Denver and Dallas play game 4 tonight. How about Bill Hanslick yesterday?
Well, I really loved Hanslick. He made the 2 crucial baskets at the end to tie it and win it, and then got the key rebound. But Denver, 6 guys in double figures. Nice distribution.
And in the Eastern Conference, Boston lost to Atlanta today.
Well, I thought that Atlanta would play a good game today. They really rose to the occasion. Excellent defense. A lot of pressure on Boston tomorrow night.
And here, Detroit up 2-1 and has a 10-point lead midway through the third quarter with Isaiah Thomas on the line. He's now 3 of 3 today. We said that this floor has been slippery today. There's an idea of the way this ice is soaking up through the hardwood, and there's some wet spots on the floor. That one didn't particularly have to be right on the floor, but they're there.
See, the problem is if a player goes off trying to save a ball and he steps in that and comes out on the court, he's tracking all of that water. Nice.
Pippen goes in the corner and saves it, and Isaiah Thomas is down, injured at the free throw line. Sally with the rebound, now a 20-second timeout. Thomas is injured. I did not see it happen.
Yeah, I didn't. I was looking at the other side of the floor. They're checking his eyes now. I don't know whether he was hit in the head. Here we have it here. Oh, right there. The elbow. Michael Jordan on the pass off. As he makes the pass, the elbow, the right elbow comes down. Now watch the elbow. Right touches him right in the bridge, the nose area. Right on the top. Now we get a better look from this angle right here. Watch the pass. Now watch the right elbow come down and catch him. Bam.
Isaiah is up on his knees right now. Momentarily knocked unconscious, it appeared.
Well, you have to be careful of that eye socket also. You know, if he didn't catch him flush on the nose or above the nose, then you're really concerned about the eye socket.
Got the right elbow for Michael Jordan. Mike Abnauer, the trainer, is out to tend to Isaiah Thomas, and he was out there in a hurry. Time has been called on the court.
And Detroit and Chicago.
Okay, Pat, it hasn't been a madhouse, though, because the Bulls aren't playing well. They trail now 59-44, 5:30 to go third quarter. Isaiah Thomas has been taken to the Detroit dressing room. Got poked in the eye. The elbow from Michael Jordan. Will get a report as soon as we get one and pass it along to you. In the meantime, the Pistons have a 15-point lead, and Isaiah has come back onto the Detroit bench. Now the lead is 17. This is as big a lead as the Pistons have had.
See, this is excellent half-court execution. And what they keep doing is isolating Dantley, forcing the double team, and they're leaving Lambier open. They're rotating the ball to him, and he's just knocking them down. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Isaiah on the bench, as we said. Got poked in the eye. Coming up next Saturday, the 1988 NBA Draft Lottery. That'll be live Saturday afternoon at halftime of our NBA telecast. Kind of interesting. The 7 lottery teams pick to see who gets the #1 selection. That'll be part of what's coming up next week. During halftime, be either Saturday's Western Conference semifinal Game 7 or Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. CBS will cover that draft lottery. That's Saturday. Isaiah appears to be okay. That was frightening for a moment.
Well, you know, he had an excellent first half from a floor general standpoint. He had 8 assists. He kept the ball moving, made things happen. Sure, he only had 6 points, but, you know, he does so many things. He forces the offensive player into trap situations. He's very heady. He plays the passing lanes.
Let's talk a little bit about what the Pistons have done in games 3 and 4, Hubie. They didn't play well in that opening series against Washington. They didn't really come on in games 1 and 2, but they seem to have really found a spark here in, this weekend in Chicago.
Well, I think that their defense has been outstanding. Their foot quickness. This is how they played in game 1 at Detroit. I was fortunate to be able to do that game on TV, and I liked what I saw. They are limiting a very, very good rebounding team to only 1 shot. Now, sure, Chicago's shooting poorly, but they are only giving them one shot. Then they are creating things in the open floor. Then when you take away their transition basketball, this is what you must love about Detroit. They execute their half-court offense beautifully. Now, I know it's not like years past, Vern, where they get up there and score 113, 116 points. This is a different type of basketball team that Chuck Daly has.
Let's summarize for you what's happened so far in this game as Detroit is up on top. They're hitting 49% from the field. Chicago is just under 40. Michael Jordan with only 10 points. And the fast break points, Detroit 17 and Chicago 6.
Well, you know, we keep saying you've got to find new ways of getting the basketball to Michael Jordan. If he gets double teamed, get rid of it and get back. But it must happen early within that 24-second clock, or you're going to be in a lot of trouble, because they do a good job at getting to him when he's at the end of that shot clock.
Jordan now has 12, and the lead is 14. Word from the Detroit bench is that Isaiah Thomas is dizzy, but there's nothing permanently wrong, or not permanently, but anything that would last a while.
All right, there's your double team.
Vinnie Johnson.
See, they have the feel now. You can see it. There's such a confidence level on the shooting that they're getting what they want out of everything.
Sam Vincent, that's for 2. Lambier with another rebound. 11 rebounds for Bill Lambier in the game. At the conclusion of the game, Hubie Brown and I will select the Miller Lite Player of the Game in conjunction with that award. Light Beer presents a check in the amount of $1,000 to the player's name to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. There's the second illegal defense against Chicago. That calls for a technical foul, and we have increases the grimace on Doug Collins' face.
Yeah, they caught Dave Corzine below the foul line. If your man is above the top of the circle, you must be above the foul line. They caught him down inside the painted red area. Now you get the technical now, plus they also have the ball. Now, Chicago made 2 substitutions. Paxson for Vincent. They just brought Oakley back in the game for Corzine.
Detroit will inbound with a 17-point lead. 4:12 to go, third quarter.
Adrian Dantley with 20 points in this game, very quietly.
Jordan. Nice job.
Chicago ball.
Chicago ball. Bulls have Grant, Paxson, and Jordan, along with Pippen and Oakley in the lineup now. Pistons have Sally and Dumars, Lambier, Dantley, Vinnie Johnson. Scottie Pippen. Little acrobatic move.
Wow, tough thing. Lambier wanted to charge that time because Pippen landed right on top of him. But I think he was too close to the front of the rim, the old story, the unwritten rule in the NBA. But Joe Dumars is really working so hard on Michael Jordan. Boy, we can't give him enough credit.
Here comes Chicago, Pippen.
Nice.
Offensive foul this time. Lambier got the call.
I tell you, give the big fella credit now. He's rebounding, he's making the open jump shot, and that is at least the 4th charge that he has taken. Now, he's only gotten 2. Now, watch him get down in here now. You know, that's no little guy coming in there. He's 6'8", over 200 pounds, and he's coming in there moving off the dribble. So that is some collision.
Now Lambier sets the pick. There's the pick and spot up again. 15-point Detroit lead.
Nice pass.
Rodman. How's that for a shooter's roll?
You don't want me to say, do you? He wasn't even ready to take that shot.
I know. 2:50 to go, third quarter. John Paxson gets 2 for the Bulls.
Well, in the first half, Paxson came off the bench, went 0 for 4.
65-50, 2.5 to go, third quarter. Kind of like Detroit's chances right now. Pardon me.
Yes. Well, the last 2 have not been exactly, picture moves, okay?
Pippen kicks it back to Horace Grant. Off the front edge. Dumars looks up court and settles down. Lakers and Utah tied, third period.
Foul is on John Paxson. That's his 3rd. 4th team foul.
Here's the way the 2 teams have spread their shots around. Look at the difference where Jordan has averaged 27 per game. and only one other player in double figures, as opposed to what's going on the Detroit side.
Well, that's why I say Adrian Dantley coming into today was averaging 16 points a game, and he's doing it in such few shot attempts. See, that's what you love about your high score. He's shooting over 60% in the series.
Pippen battles Rodman.
7 seconds. Nice fake.
Lambier, 2 more. Lambier's got 16 points and 12 rebounds. And 4 charges he's taken.
And the intelligence that he's playing with, because he never does anything in a hurry, and you know that he can't jump off the floor higher than maybe a piece of paper, okay, on the floor. Just play smart basketball.
Jordan for 2. Now, you don't hear a lot about Lambier's vertical jump.
No. Except every year he's in the top 10 rebounders in the league. And when they talk about mental toughness and physical toughness, this guy's got the entire package.
Lambier 16 and 12, Corzine 5 and 4. That one's gone the way of Detroit, as has most of everything. Michael Jordan. Joe Dumars has done a terrific defensive job on him in this series. I say terrific, and I'm thinking about what Dumars said. You only hope to keep him to human figures. Look at the drop-off in production from Cleveland to this series, and this is not including today. Every area is down.
The key thing is that he's not getting to the foul line, Vern, where he's accustomed to shooting 11 or more in every game. That was over 82 games during the season, plus the playoffs. Joe Dumars is limiting the amount of catches that he's getting. So with that comes less shot attempts and also less times where you foul him and you put him on the foul line, where he also shoots over 90%, which is always increasing his, his point total.
Has yet to go to the foul line today.
But that is a big stat. Now, when he goes 10 times, he makes 9. So not only is he hurting you from the field goal, the sensationalism, but more important, he's killing you on the line. But think about it today. Have we seen any big slam dunks?
None.
None. Have we seen any open floor slam dunks? None. You see? And it's kind of taken the crowd out of the game, and also the emotional uplifting for the other players that need that.
Bulls, of course, in the playoffs because of the good season they had. They improved their regular season record by 10 over a year ago. But I don't think anybody in Chicago is thinking about that right now. They're wondering what went wrong in games 3 and 4 at home. And Michael Jordan probably is leading the list and wondering what's going on.
Well, I've always said this. You can get into that second round of the playoffs, but when you get in there, you're playing good basketball teams. And now your half-court offense must be able to get the job done. And if it can't get the field goal percentage, we have an offensive foul on the horn, moving pick. But if you can't get the offensive production, you must be able to get on the foul line. You must have a good low post going. There's Isaiah Thomas icing it down, hoping that there'll be no major swelling tomorrow.
Word from the bench is that if he is needed, he could come back. But Chuck Daly probably will keep him on the bench as long as Detroit has a double-digit lead. But if it was necessary, he could be back in the lineup. Game 5 of this series coming up Wednesday at Detroit. And if things don't change between now and Wednesday evening, Detroit could wrap up the series with a win at home. Game 6, if necessary, back here at Chicago. Game 7 at Detroit a week from now. Here's Jordan at the line for the first time today. And Isaiah Thomas is back. Well, so much for the word from the bench. The word was, if he's needed, he can come back. I guess Chuck Daly thinks he's needed.
That's right.
Because he's back in the lineup. Jordan gets 1 of 2.
Behind me. That's enough out of you.
They're going to their motion now, which is baseline staggered screens for Vinnie Johnson. He'll be coming off the left side. There he is. He was open.
Back to Sally. Foul on Grant.
See, it's been interesting today because Sally has not been needed as much as the other games. This young man has really improved his overall game. He attacks the basket now from an offensive standpoint, and he's on the foul line more than he was in his previous years. and I know that the ball club likes the shot blocking ability, the rebounding, and the running on the floor, but his offensive game has improved so much.
That ups the lead back to 17, 70-53, 35 seconds to go in the half.
So you get a ball player of the quality of a John Sally. You can play him not only at a big forward position, but he can play small forward, and because of the quickness, he can even guard a small forward, covering that entire front line for you.
Final 33 seconds, third quarter. The lead as large as it's been today, 71-53. Not what we thought we'd see. Paxson. Grant kicks it back to John Paxson. Got two.
Detroit will hold for the last shot. It's a high pick and roll now, Isaiah and Rodman.
Isaiah has it taken by Paxson and then knocked out of bounds.
Now with 3 seconds on the shot clock, the first thing from a defensive standpoint that you must take away is the lob to the front of the rim. A back pick and a possible lob. That's the first thing that you must, be conscious of right now. Only 3 seconds. And then the guy out of bounds is always one of the most dangerous guys. Pass it in and then right back to him. There's your lob.
Jordan anticipated it, went back. Johnson tries to save it.
The quarter's over. Detroit 71.
That's the end of the third quarter with our score. Detroit leading 71-55. We'll return to Chicago Stadium after this message and the word from your local station. Back at Chicago Stadium for the final quarter of this Game 4 in the Eastern Conference Semis. Detroit on top 71-55. Vern Lundquist along with Hubie Brown. If you're a Chicago fan, thus far, there's not a game you want to etch in stone.
No, well, you can look right in Doug Collins' face, the anxieties. He's so frustrated. They keep getting the shot, they can't put him down, and then when things really go bad is when your defense breaks down and the other team just keeps executing and putting the ball right in your face and knocking the ball in.
Chuck Daly had a question from the timekeeper. We're up. Wanted to make sure how many timeouts he had left.
Well, I think right now Joe Dumars should really be credited, because going into the last quarter, Michael Jordan only has 15 points and, more important, only 15 shot attempts.
Dumars is getting a rest to open this quarter. Here's Vinnie Johnson over Jordan, got two. And the lead back to 18, 73-55. Vinnie Johnson in double figures with 10 now. He had 23 yesterday.
Well, they're at their best when Vinnie Johnson and Rodman Sally are making the big contributions.
Chicago opens with Paxson, Grant, Jordan. Brad Sellers in the lineup now, has the ball and is fouled. Will shoot a couple. Sellers saw only 7 minutes of playing time yesterday. Foul is on John Sally.
Well, he did not play in the first half today. This is a young man that was a starting small forward for the majority of the season, but Pippen came on in a rush in that Cleveland series, and they've gone with him most of the time today, and then they even experimented, hoping that by moving Michael Jordan to that small forward position in the first half, that they would also get better execution, but they did not.
Sellers gets them both. Pistons have Isaiah Thomas, Mahorn, Sally, Vinnie Johnson, and Rodman. Back to Johnson. Over Jordan, short. Michael was anticipating someone else getting the ball, and it started down court. So Johnson gets one more chance and puts it in.
Well, we saw Vinnie Johnson kick out and get a piece of his leg on that shot of Michael Jordan. That's why you saw him hit the floor.
There's the trap on the baseline as Thomas doubles down. Has to hurry back for John Paxson, who gets it over Isaiah.
Well, Paxson's put together a very nice second half. He has the feel now. You can see it. As soon as he's getting that catch, he's looking for the shot.
Oh, that's
Offensive foul.
Good call that time by Eddie Rush. They set a double screen down underneath on the left side for Isaiah Thomas, and the bottom man, Dennis Rodman, stepped out and caught the defensive player and put him on the floor.
75-59, Game 4. The Detroit victory puts them within 1 of reaching the finals in the Eastern Conference for the 2nd year in a row. There's Michael.
I'd say that was a difficult shot, Vern. I mean, he had to do a reverse move and out-jump 2 guys and then put that reverse spin on the ball. That was a tough shot.
Jordan has 17. Crowd just desperate for something to cheer about, trying to urge the Bulls on. Vinnie Johnson, perfect.
See, what they're doing now is interesting. They're working Michael Jordan. He's playing Vinnie Johnson, so they keep going everything Vinnie Johnson, off the double screen, stagger screen, to make Jordan chase, because Vinnie's on fire, so they're trying to tire him out at the other end of the floor.
Little elbowing with Oakley and Sally.
See, Sally's all upset, see. He didn't think they saw the first grab. Now, Sally grabbed onto Oakley and committed the first foul, and then Oakley came and really caught him with a shot. Here it is on the lower left-hand side of your screen. See, there's your first foul right there, and then Oakley just cleared him away.
Who, me?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you. Timeout. Hitting here, 77-61. And thus far in the game, Detroit hitting 53%. 2nd game in a row. Apparently, they're going to be over 50% for the game. And Chicago up to 45 now. Front court scoring. Pretty big advantage for Detroit.
Well, and it's a lot of it's coming from Lambier out at the perimeter area, but when they do go down inside, they score. And if they give it to Dantley at that front court area, he's been able to really hurt them, whether it's been perimeter or off the dribble.
Back to play, Jordan and Oakley, joined by Grant, Sellers, and Paxson. Paxson, Jordan takes the shot, hits it. Michael's got 19.
He's working hard just to get the shot.
Lead is 14, 9:25 remaining.
Now this can be done here. There's still plenty of time, but they have to play better defense.
Sally foul from behind by Brad Sellers. That's on Grant instead, and that's 5 on him. Coming up next Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 3rd round coverage of the Colonial National Invitation Golf Tournament from Fort Worth. That'll be followed by the NBA playoffs, either Game 7 from the West or Game 1 of the Western Finals at 3:30 next Saturday here on CBS. Almost stolen by Jordan. Johnson kicks it right, throws it out of bounds. Chicago ball.
It's nice to see the defense. It was there. They played all the passing lanes beautifully that time. What they need now is a great play from Michael Jordan. That's what they need.
That's right. Double team. Jordan gets it back.
There it is.
There's the play.
Yes, indeed. It's like we said at the top of the show. Give the ball up, let him move, get it back to him right away. Because that's what he's played one-on-one. You can't stop him one-on-one.
Lead is 12. Clock at 8:40. Watch the Jordan play.
You see, there's the double. Here's his move. You get it back to him. It forces the rotation. But very nice move. And a nice pass by Oakley. Let's not minimize this beautiful pass. Nice give-and-go movement.
And just like that, Chuck Daly sends Joe Dumars back into the game. While Dantley goes to the free throw line where he is 8 of 9. Detroit has hit free throws very well today. They're 15 of 17 now. They had free throw problems in games 2 and 3.
AD has had a great ball game on the line today.
Nine of 10 from the free throw line. The lead is 14, 79-65.
See, when he's out on the top like this, he's in the action right away at the top of the shot clock.
Rebound, Detroit. Dantley.
See, so now if he gets double teams, he makes something happen, he gets it back, there's still plenty of time. But when he is the secondary or third guy out of the option, when he catches it, there's not enough time left. He only can do one thing.
On the baseline, Lambier over a flying Brad Sellers, who got there way late. Paxson from Jazz. That's for 3. Lead is 11.
Well, you can see Paxson has it. 6 seconds on the clock. Great
Tip by
defense.
Jordan, what a play. Here come the Bulls, 2 on 3.
They must get a good shot.
Paxson for 3. No! Sally knocks it out of bounds. Chicago ball.
See, he feels it though, Paxson. He wanted a shot. Chicago taking a 20-second timeout.
Been a little bit of a run by Chicago as Jordan and Paxson have fired up the Bulls. These have been two outstanding defensive teams throughout the year and in the playoffs. Chicago and Detroit have held opponents under 100 both 4 times. Chicago, of course, did it yesterday. Paxson now 4 out of 9 from the field.
But he's been that extra guy that they've been looking for all day to get something going and maybe take the pressure off of Jordan. Getting back to holding people under 100, we have to remember here that we have the first and third best defensive teams in the NBA. Here's Dennis Rodman back in the ball game now for Adrian Dantley. I'm sorry, not for Dantley. They're playing him now. Doug Collins wants to know why something happened there. But right now they're going with Thomas and Dumars in the backcourt, and then Adrian Dantley and...
Welcome those of you who've been watching the Los Angeles-Utah game. You're looking at Doug Collins, the Bull coach whose team trails by 11. They have been behind by 18 most of this quarter. That ball out of bounds off Adrian Dantley. And it'll be Chicago to inbound. We've got 7:21 remaining in the ball game. Detroit hitting 52% from the field, Chicago 46. Chicago's Paxson has hit a couple of three-pointers. Jordan now has 21 points in the ball game. This is Michael Jordan with the off-balance shot. No. Rebound, loose ball foul.
It's Grant over the back. And that will be his 6th. And he's a tough loss because he's played extremely well in this series, averaging double figures and also their second-best rebounder. Now to add with Michael Jordan, here goes Horace Grant. The young man has really put together an excellent 9-game playoff series. But Paxson is 4 for 5 right now and is on fire. So I know that basically we're going to be seeing Jordan and Paxson as their primary people.
79-68. Brad Sellers back in the lineup replacing Horace Grant. He fouls out with 3 rebounds and 2 points. Set the lineups for you now for the Pistons. Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, who was elbowed and left the court when he took an elbow from Michael Jordan, an inadvertent elbow. No call.
Definitely offensive foul on Isaiah that time.
Here come the Bulls. A chance to get back to single digits.
There's Paxson. He's wide open.
Beats Sellers. Back to Oakley.
They get
no basket.
Yeah, they get the foul there on Sellers on the baseline. That will be the Pistons' 3rd foul.
Time has been called. 6:55 to go. The lead 11. Just under 7 minutes remaining in the ball game. The lead now down to 11. What's been the catalyst for Chicago?
The defense is there. They're holding Detroit to 1 shot, and then they're finding the open floor people. Paxson 4 for 5 in this stretch, and then that means that if he's hot, you've got to play him out on the perimeter area, and that opens up people underneath that foul line now. Plus Michael Jordan, if with him out on the top, when he gives it up and you get it back to him, something good can happen. I like the philosophy right now.
Jordan with 21, 6 in this quarter, 5 rebounds and 5 assists. John Paxson has 9 points, 2 of them three-pointers. 1 of them, rather. Brad Sellers over Rodman. Gets a fortuitous rebound, lays it off to Jordan. Wow, that's the smartest thing he's done today.
Well, first of all, Sellers took a bad shot, but he went and got the basketball. That was great, and then made a very nice pass.
For the first time in this half, the lead is under 10.
And how about the people getting in the game?
79-70. Isaiah. Tip, no. Rebound, big rebound. Detroit got it.
There's the guy. He's been there for them all year. Dennis Rodman, one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. He usually has a height advantage at that small forward position and the long arms.
Nearing the 6-minute mark.
4 seconds.
Dantley, cool as ice. And once again, the shot clock under 5, and Dantley takes the shot.
Give them credit, boy. They've made them today.
Lead back to 11, 81-70.
See, they're wasting precious seconds here. Now, it's taking them too long to get into what they want to run.
Paxson.
Oh, they gave him a goaltending that time. Dennis Rodman came in from the side. That ball was up there. I'm not so sure that would have even fallen. Watch Paxson. Very nice move to the basket here. Avoids Lambert. See, there it is down the way down. You know, tough decision. Tough decision by Rodman, but, you know, that's his game. He goes for everything.
The goaltending call gives the Bulls 2 points. Paxson on the line. It's a 3-point play. The lead is 8. 5.5 to go. It was 19 late third quarter.
They're going to Dantley now on a clear out. They want that double team.
Paxson goes over to help out. Isaiah Thomas drives into traffic. Rebound, Oakley. Paxson over Thomas. Gets the pick from Oakley, no. Rebound, Scottie Pippen. Paxson for 3.
Yes!
Stadium hasn't rocked since noon yesterday, but it is now. The Bulls on a 21-10 run in the fourth period with 5 minutes to go. This has been an impressive comeback. 3 full timeouts for Detroit. Chicago with only 1. Neither team in the 22nd timeout. The Bulls have 1 foul to give.
Well, for the people who are thinking, is this rare for Paxson to make these threes? During the course of the season, he was 33 for 95. A high, 30% shooting percentage out of there. So, that's not rare. He'll take that shot. Made 2 now.
Lambert, Isaiah Thomas, Paxson.
No shot.
Before the shot, foul is on John Paxson.
He's bodying Isaiah as much as possible and not allowing Isaiah to beat him off the dribble. And you'll see he's chesting up on him, see? He's been doing it all day. Now, both teams are in the penalty on the next foul.
Isaiah Thomas.
That's why he's Zeke, Isaiah Thomas. He wants the ball at the end. It doesn't matter what he has done up until now.
Chicago trailed by 16 at the start of the quarter. That ball goes Detroit's way.
He just lost the handle that time. He couldn't pick it up.
17 turnovers for the Bulls now. They trail 83-76. 14 turnovers for Detroit.
They're running Isaiah off those staggered screens.
Paxson slips, Isaiah hits.
See, that's a tough cover for any player. You're getting staggered screens by 2 big people, and you're getting knocked off, and then you're covering a guy who wants the basketball.
Pippen looks for Oakley. Shot clock at 8. Yep.
4 seconds on the clock.
There's another slippery spot. Pippen, that's a prayer.
The conditions here, the playing conditions are very poor, and it's sad that this is happening. The players are falling down. The game is really up for grabs, and we have guys you're concerned about, spraining an ankle right now. Uh-oh.
They got Paxson again.
Yeah, they should. That was a pick on Paxson that time, but he really bumped into Isaiah Thomas and knocked him there. and that opens up Zeke now to shoot the penalty here. He's in the one-on-one. Now you'll see the staggered screen. See, there's your first pick, there's your second possibility. All right, there he is right there. We have Lambier bumping Paxson into Isaiah Thomas, and now you have the foul shot situation.
Isaiah at the free throw line. Lead is back to 10, just like that. Looks like the Lakers are pulling away now. James Worthy with 29 points.
Well, in the previous two ball games, James Worthy's game, the shot attempts were really under 10, I'm pretty sure, for both ball games.
Isaiah gets them both. And this is now a 6-0 run since Chuck Daly called the timeout after Chicago got to within 5.
6-0, Isaiah Thomas.
That's right. Michael Jordan. Thomas comes to help. Jordan puts it up short. Rebound, Joe Dumars.
That was a nice clear out by Oakley. He cleared Lambier right out of there so he couldn't double team Michael.
3:15 remaining. The lead is 10.
See, they're going to run that. They're going to run that stagger again. There's the first pick, second pick.
That's for 3. Oh, a dagger in your heart.
I want to tell you, Greg.
How strong is that?
Oh, yes. That's big time. Big time answering the pressure. Holy mackerel.
Isaiah Thomas, 9 consecutive points. Chicago uses its last timeout. And it comes with 3 minutes remaining in game 4. Three minutes exactly remaining in game 4. Isaiah Thomas with 9 unanswered points for Detroit has put the Pistons back on top by 14. The Bulls are out of timeouts, full timeouts and 20-second timeouts. And there's Isaiah, who went to the dressing room for a short time in the early portion of the second half, having caught an inadvertent elbow from Michael Jordan. 9 points after Chicago got back within 5 points in the ballgame.
See, I thought that was interesting. Here we have Michael Jordan checking things out there with Eddie Rush, the referee, right behind him. I thought it was an interesting call by Chuck Daly. Isaiah going into that timeout only had 8 points, had been sitting out a long time. They go to him and he answers the bell. Interesting. Why didn't they go to Adrian Dantley, who's having a great game? Great call by the coach.
Skip pass, Paxson. Nice spin move, and kicks it off and out of bounds as Seller slipped. Another player, I agree with you, Hubie. It's really a shame.
Yes, it is.
They had this ice show in here last night. They had to take the floor up so the figure skaters could come in. Yeah, they drew 24,000 last night. But then as a result, with that ice and the moisture seeping up, we've had slippery spots on the court throughout.
7 seconds on the clock.
Pick and spot up, Lambier. Jordan with the rebound. And the crowd, which had been, there's Paxson. For 3, no good. Isaiah Thomas gets it. This crowd had just been absolutely crying for some reason to cheer, and they got it in the fourth quarter. But then after the Daily timeout, called the timeout, went to Isaiah for 9 unanswered.
Now, this is an excellent ball club at running the clock. We're down inside of 5 seconds right now.
Dumars. That's for 2.
See, they have so many guns right out there now. The only guy who's a liability maybe from a field goal jump shooting game would be Rodman, but he's one of the top guys in the league, in the top 5 in field goal percentage.
Pippen, shot is short. Rodman with a rebound, and we've got 1:40 to go. So the Pistons will take a 3-games-to-1 edge back home on Wednesday night for game 5 in this best-of-7 series. Now they'll run the clock. It's down to 8 seconds on the shot clock right now. Rebound, Scottie Pippen. Traveled. At the end of our game, we're going to take our audience back out to Salt Lake so you can see the final moments of the Los Angeles Lakers and the Utah Jazz also playing game 4 in Salt Lake. That's coming up just 1 minute and 19 seconds from right now. And the Lakers appear to be on the way to evening that series at 2 games apiece.
They're just going to sit on it here. You say, well, why don't they go and get him? Well, it's very difficult to go and get Isaiah Thomas unless you're going to use 2 people. It's tough when it's kind of transition to get into a 1-3-1 half-court trap.
Rebound Detroit, fresh 24. Final 50 seconds of the ball game.
See, yesterday Chicago went to the 1-3-1 trap, and it was totally unacceptable because they did not force any turnovers, and any time that Detroit did not score, they would shoot and get the rebound and then back it out and run the timeout.
Paxson with a half-hearted foul. That's his 6th foul, so that'll be all for John Paxson. Coming up tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, followed by Murder, She Wrote. CBS miniseries Beryl Markham, A Shadow of the Sun. That's all coming up tonight on 60 Minutes. A crack South Korean anti-terrorist force. What are they doing? Trying to protect the Olympics. That's tonight on CBS. 92-76, 40 seconds to go. Thomas gets another. Dave Corzine on the bench with only 5 points today. Our Miller Lite player of the game, the man on the free throw line, Isaiah Thomas, 17 points, including 9 in succession after Chicago had pulled back within 5. And in Isaiah's honor for the 2nd day in a row, Miller is proud to present a check for $1,000 to the Multiple Sclerosis Society on behalf of Isaiah Thomas, who now has 19 points and 10 assists, 11 assists, 4 steals.
Well, that was a deliberate foul there by Isaiah Thomas because Chuck Daly had Walker Russell at the table to come in from Isaiah. It was a nice gesture by Chuck. Get him out of there, and what a way to answer the pressure. I mean, you really got to give him all the credit. You know, that's pressure. I mean, because he did not have that many shot attempts during the course of the game, and then to run those baseline screens for him, and then to answer the bell with the 3 jump shots, the 2 jump shots and then the 3-pointer, and then go to the line and go 2 for 2 also. Just great.
There's Doug Collins trying to figure out why his team suddenly has allowed 13 straight points since getting within 5. They had a comeback. They outscored Detroit 21-10 to open the 4th quarter and came from 16 down to 81-76. But then the Pistons scored 13 in a row. Here's Walker Russell. Ralph Lewis underneath the Chuck Nevitt. Nevitt loses the ball. James Edwards also in along with John Sally. So Chuck Daly's Piston team, everybody will play today, and they go up 3-1 going back home Wednesday night.
It's just amazing when you think about it, Dave. These teams now have played in this building. What is it, 4 times now?
Yes, and Detroit has won 3. Wait, no, 5 times.
They've now won 4 out of the 5
That's
games
right.
in this building this year. Walker Russell, beautiful goal, nice.
And the basket will count. So Detroit holds Chicago to 77 points today. They win game 4 big. Let's go to Pat O'Brien.